So you made your first sale.
I'm rich. I'm rich!
And sure, there's nothing stopping you from buying that brand new Tesla or spending $50 on DoorDash.
Oh, thanks.
Dang, I don't get no tip.
You need to stop. Take a deep breath. Right. Now you need to look at what your expenses are, how much you're going to take out for taxes, and how much you're going to reinvest into your business. Yeah, that first sale is not all it's cracked up to be.
What is up, beautiful people? TJ here with another episode. Today I want to talk a little bit about kind of profitability and how to look at your finances if you have made your first sale. So I want to go ahead and say before I even start this video that I'm no way a CPA. This is just my advice based on how we here at Pallet, Jackin, me and April do our finances and how we look at our individual transactions and look at profitability, versus, the value of the item. So we see this a lot with newer resellers, is that they don't understand, the profitability and the financial aspect of it. So the way that we did it when we first started is I have to visually be able to see something. So we have multiple bank accounts. If you watched our course, which is available here on YouTube, down in the description section below. But if you watched our course, you will have seen that we have like multiple bank accounts, and those multiple bank accounts, I split the money up that way I can visually see, what's where. Some people just put it all in one account and then they let their accountant do all that stuff, or they let like software do all that stuff. I'm just a visual person, so I like seeing stuff, the money, where it needs to go. So I just kind of want to go over what to expect, especially if you made, you bought a box or you bought a pallet and you're looking at the financial side of it. So we're going to go over to the computer and I'm going to pull up a very simple scenario and how I would look at the financial aspect of it. Like I said, your business is going to be different than my business. Just based on my experience and, how I like to visually look at it. So let's get over to the computer. All right, I had to do a bootleg kind of camera situation here, but we're just gonna get through it. It's okay. So what I got on the screen right now is a numbers or Excel spreadsheet, and it's kind of a breakdown of a typical kind of box. You probably wouldn't get a box for $200 that has 50 items in it, but I just wanted simple, easy numbers, so that's what I came up with. So let's start up here at the top. So let's say you bought a box, you paid $200 for it. Let's say there were 50 items in there, and that will put your cost per item at $4. Let's just assume, because this is liquidation, this is how it is. Let's just say there were 10 broken items in that box. So now, instead of having 50 items, now you have 40 items. So we have to recalculate the cost per item now, because we only got 40 items that's actually sellable. So now your cost per item has went up to $5 per item. All right, so just keep that in the back of your mind. $5 per item is what we paid for this box or pallet or whatever it is. All right, so let's just say you made your very first sale. Boom. You sold one item for $100. Great. That's wonderful. Well, let's just say that item had sold on eBay. You have to account the eBay fees. So the eBay fees with the managed payments is 12.35%. I think that's right. They just changed it. I looked it up. This is what it said on the website. So 12.35% plus 30 cents per order. So that will put you at $12.65 for your fees. And then let's just assume that it was a smaller item. So maybe it was $10 for the shipping. You have to take that out. Then also you have to go back to your cost of goods sold. So you bought that item for $5. So that's your cost of goods sold. You have to take that out of there. So now you have a total of $72.35. Sounds great. Now you have to look at what your taxes are going to be. So like I said, I'm not a tax expert. I don't know everything about taxes and the tax code and all that stuff. But just simply, I'm just going to say 25%. We have an accountant. He goes through and he calculates and does all that stuff. we're LLC, so my tax percentage and April's tax percentage is completely different. So for the purposes of me showing y'all this, 25%, that's what we're gonna say the taxes are. So let's just take the taxes out. That leaves you with $54.26. Now what we do is we have an operating expense account. It's just a regular checking account. And that's where all of our operating expenses come from. So we separate the operating expenses from our pallet purchasing, because the operating expenses is going to be things like subscription fees. It's going to be your tape. It's going to be your bubble wrap. It's going to be your boxes. It's going to be your ink. It's going to be your thermal labels. It's going to be all those things that you need to kind of run your business. And a lot of people don't really think about those things until you have to go and buy ink for $50, or you have to go buy, a ream of paper. Or you've got to go buy thermal labels. So we try to keep money in that account. So we fund it on an individual item level, and then that way that account has money in it. Now, I'm not going to tell you that I go in there every day and make these transactions, because I don't. But what I do is at the end of the week, when I go through and look at the numbers, I go ahead and reallocate the funds based on the numbers that we had in the period that I'm looking at. So if I'm looking at a 7-day period, I'll go through and break this down and move it to the different accounts based on these numbers. And these numbers aren't the numbers that we use. This is just an example. All right, so if you take the $3.80 out of it, what I like to do is, after you take all that stuff out, we have $50.46 is what we're going to actually have left. I go through and I look at the break-even cost of the box or the pallet that we have, because I feel like that's the most important thing, is to make sure that you're breaking even first, and then you can look at, how much money you have left to reinvest into your business. We take a certain percentage of the money that's left over beyond our break-even costs, and that's what we put into our pallet fund or our lot fund. That's what we buy the pallets and stuff from, is from that account once we fill it up with enough to buy the boxes or the pallets. So that's kind of how we run it. I just don't, you could just take, your $50 and go buy another box. I'm not telling you not to do that. I'm just saying this is what we do, so it is what it is. So after you take your $50.46 from your profit from the break-even cost, that will leave you with a net. You still have left to do break-even cost of $149.54. So you still need to make another $150 to kind of break even on that lot. But you did make $50.46, and that is actual profit on an individual item level. Now, for the whole lot, obviously, it's not profitable. But this is just the mindset that you need to be looking at if you are doing liquidation boxes, you're buying stuff, doing resale. You can't get overwhelmed with making sales, and you make, all this money is flowing in and out. And you need to really sit down and look at what your profitability is. And I like to look at it and break it down on an individual item level. All right, now I know whenever you first get into liquidation, or if you're getting into resale, and you make that first sale and it's like, oh, I made this money, I made $100, I made $200, I'm gonna go out and buy stuff. You really have to look at, what you're actually going to bring home, and actually your profits, your net profits. What's after you paid everybody and everything, everybody's taking all your money, what do you have left? And a lot of times it's kind of shocking if you look at actually what you have left versus what you think you have left. So I just wanted to kind of put that out there for people, because I do know we have a lot of newer resellers, and they may not necessarily understand the financial aspect of it. Now, you seasoned resellers, you already know what I'm talking about. So this video may not necessarily help you out in any way. But you got to see that funny intro, So I hope to create some more kind of short videos like this, where we kind of do some deep dives into just different basic things within business, while also keeping it fun and fresh. So with that being said, if you caught our live video, we're actually going to start trying to do a live video once a week, hopefully on Tuesdays at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's just what works best for me in April. So hopefully that works good for you all. Y'all can join us. I'm trying out some different software, so I may be able to invite people to be on the live with us. So I don't know what that looks like, but we'll try it. We'll try it out. And yeah, I think that's it. Oh, it's not it. So I think I talked about this on the live. So if you didn't see the replay of the live stream from last week, you don't know this, but we had 2 unboxing videos that we filmed for my bulk boxes, and I lost the footage. So I'm gonna have to do something kind of weird, I guess. I'm gonna do like I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go to the store. We've sold quite a bit of stuff from those pallets, so we don't actually physically have everything still left. But I'm gonna try to do my best to show you all kind of what we got, and then it'd also be good because we'll show you what we've already made from those pallets. So that'll be a pretty interesting video to film. So if you like these types of videos, please like, share, and subscribe. I really appreciate it. Also hit that bell icon so you get notifications whenever we release new videos, and we will see you guys on the next one. Peace.